got laid off this week, and I'm not smiling because it's funny. I am smiling because it is so incredibly ironic. Settle in for a story time. On Wednesday morning, you might have seen my last post, which I usually do from my car on the way to the office. And it was all about what are the 3 things you need to do if you get laid off? Like, what are the first 3 things you need to do? And then I went to work, and later that day, I got very unexpectedly laid off, along with, unfortunately, some of my colleagues. And that's not even the most ironic part. The most ironic part is that my wife also got laid off this week. Yeah. So you're probably going to see a lot more of me on here, and I might even be speaking a little bit more freely about what it's like to be in corporate America with my HR perspective. And here we are. So happy first day of unemployment.
I just got laid off. I guess let's talk about it. Actually doing very okay, surprisingly. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like when you work in tech, you're always like a little bit ready. I am very surprised that I am not that sad. It was a dream job for me, and I loved it, and honestly thought I was really good at it. I think when it comes down to it, it is just a job. I'm going to miss the people that I worked with so much. Not only did I love my team, that is so much concealer. I worked with so many creators that I am also really gonna miss. My skin has been so bad. More than anything, I'm feeling very uneasy. The job market right now is so scary. I have literally no idea what's next for me, but I'm hopeful and just trying not to freak out yet. Have really missed making content, so prepare to be sick of me. I am gonna try to document my unemployment journey, but we'll see. But seriously, never get too attached to a specific job. I'm excited for what's next, terrified but excited. As much as this was my dream job, I thought the job I had before was also my dream job. So hopefully on to bigger and better things. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. I'm gonna try to do more chatty videos. Time to file for unemployment.
What is up, YouTube? My name is Happiness and welcome to my channel. So, guys, ever since the beginning of the year, not even the beginning, okay, ever since the start of Doge, we saw mass layoffs of federal employees, and all of a sudden throughout this beginning of the year, before it became May, we started seeing mass layoffs of people in the tech industry. And then recently, is the ones who are in logistics, and then back to the federal employees. So my question is like, why is there so much mass layoffs in the world lately? Like, the thing that is so puzzling is that even the people who are in HR, you see, are getting laid off, because I never thought that a computer would ever lay off, would ever take a job of somebody who would be in recruitment. Like, how does it work? I mean, like, okay, it's fine. Like, the AI, which is artificial intelligence bots, are the ones to which do resume selections, you see. So it would make sense a bit for them to help in shortlisting candidates. But in order for them to manage payroll or like onboarding for new employees, or like making sure that employees' paycheck comes on time, I mean, like, how would it work? Because that's the work of an HR. You see, like, I wouldn't understand it, but we have been seeing a lot of mass layoffs for people who are in the HR industry. And this must be a warning that if you want to go and do HR at school, think again. But despite that, guys, let's check out these videos to hear from what people have to say in terms of this.
So yesterday I got laid off. And I took a day to process it, so I think now I'm like ready to talk about it. In the moment that it happened, I felt like I regressed into my inner child. Like, I felt my inner child come out. My whole life I was just used to like dealing with financial issues, growing up not having money, not growing up with money at all, and just like always being stressed about finances. And this was like the first time in my life where I like didn't have to think twice about like getting things if I wanted something. Now it's like I'm reverted back to that inner child where it's like I'm in survival mode, and I'm like, oh my god, like I have to hustle, I have to penny pinch, I have to make sure that I am super strict with myself. So the first thing that I did when I shut my laptop after I found out I was laid off was like just look at my husband and cry and say I'm so sorry, because I felt so guilty, like now he has to carry this burden. I literally would dread opening my laptop every day. And coincidentally, right before I got into the meeting where I lost my job, I was so anxious because I was working on stuff for work and it just nothing was working. And my husband saw how stressed and anxious I was. And he just came over and he was like, let me pray for you. And then we prayed and then I went to the call and I got laid off. And it almost felt like God was saying, I release you, like this is not for you. And really do feel like this needed to happen. It almost feels like this like divine intervention where God is telling me like, this is not your purpose. Go find your purpose. Go fulfill your dreams. So I'm gonna be creating a lot more content now that I have more time. Obviously I'm gonna still be like applying for work. And I was like rushed with feelings of embarrassment, like, oh my gosh, like I'm unemployed, I don't have a job, this is so embarrassing, even though it was like out of my control. It wasn't a performance-based thing or anything, and like I obviously wasn't the only one. Like a bunch of people at my job were affected, and obviously this is like a normal thing that a lot of people have experienced, but I don't know, you don't think it'll happen to you until it does, and then when it does, you're like, oh, what do I do? Like my world is like kind of upside down. I've always felt like I've had potential to do something else, but I've never really had the energy because I had a full-time job, and I never had the energy to like devote 100% to like creating content or pivoting into interior design or fashion, which are the things I actually care about and that I love and that I would love to do for a living. But I never gave myself that opportunity because I was so comfortable. And there's nothing I like more than just control over my circumstances, because as a child I didn't feel like I ever had control, especially in the financial sense. This was like the first time I did, and I just did not want to let that go. Another thing that I was worried about is I am moving to New York City in a month, and we were looking for an apartment. We haven't found an apartment yet, so obviously the budget is changed completely, but I was still looking for an apartment way below our means because I'm just like that. I'm not gonna spend thousands and thousands of dollars. And then everybody was trying to convince me like, no, you can afford it, just get something better, just get something better. And it started to go to my head a little bit. Like I was like, yeah, I can afford it, like let me just live it up. Like I never buy any luxury stuff, we don't buy fancy cars, nothing. Let's just get a great apartment. And then like I feel like this humbled me, or it brought me back to earth, and brought me back to my roots of like, no, I don't want to spend a ton of money when I don't need to. And yes, I do want to steward my money well. Like I don't want to be impulsive with my money. And yeah, so now I don't really even have a choice. Like I'm gonna have to just find a cheap apartment. Glad that I didn't sign a lease to a really expensive apartment that I wasn't gonna be able to afford. Everything happens for a reason. I'm trusting God this season. Like I'm just releasing all control and just hoping and praying for the best. I'm definitely gonna hustle. I'm gonna give it my all. I know this wasn't where I was meant to be, and I don't think I would have left unless I was literally thrown out. So all that to say, what's meant to be is meant to be.
So I got laid off about a month ago. I'm 32 years old and honestly at a point in my life where I don't know what I want to do. Unfortunately, the things that I'm passionate about do not really pay the bills. I've kind of fallen into this cycle, just landing in jobs that don't really mean much to me. They're just a job and a way to get by. The last job that I had was actually really cool. I worked in live television, something that I never thought that I would do. To be around like-minded creative people, I absolutely loved it, but unfortunately they had to lay off 900 people and I was one of them, and they moved their operations to Pennsylvania. I'm currently in the St. Pete / Tampa area, and there's not a lot going on media-wise here for careers. There's not a lot of opportunities in live TV or film unless you want to work in news, which I do not want to do. Here I am, 32 years old, wondering once again, what the f am I doing with my life? What do I want to do? The answer right now is that I have some ideas, but I can't choose. It's debilitating to have all these ideas and ambitions and not be able to like act on them because of fear. Can't see that there's any hope for me with choosing a career that fits or choosing something that I can live comfortably. I really don't know what the is gonna happen, and it's really scary. I have a list of ideas of things that I actually want to do, things that I can tolerate, and things that I absolutely don't want to do. I'm trying to get a clearer idea of what the next step is, and I can't help but look back at my time during my 20s and just wish that I made better decisions for myself. And, you know, went to grad school, or, you know, just got into a field younger and started building that experience, a field that actually pays well. And I was so lost, and I still am, you know, like I didn't know what I wanted to do. I still don't. And it feels like everybody my age in their 30s is just, they know they're in careers that they're established in and have been established for years. It feels like failure. I hate capitalism, y'all. If this video has been super negative, but it's just where I'm at. So if you've made it this long, thanks for hearing me out.
Yes, guys, so there you go. I mean, like, it's not all about fear-mongering, but it seems like now artificial intelligence is starting to take over. So will it really, really, really take all the jobs of all people? I mean, like, it seems like they're trying it, they're testing it out. Because even though this thing might crash, but at the end of the day, like, these companies are trying to revolutionize, you see. They're trying to do something that has never been done. I mean, like, the whole building, corporate building, is controlled only by artificial intelligence. Like, I remember back in the days when I would look at Wall Street on the stock floor, stock market, you find that there would be hundreds and hundreds of people buying and selling. Now, that's no longer the case. All these robots are now doing that. So you'll find that the people who are over there might be the tellers, the ones who are working with statistics, and the IT guys to make sure that the computers are running properly, engineers, software engineers, and electrical engineers. You get what I mean? Where I'm going with this. But yeah, guys, man, the world is moving into a different direction. But comment below on your thoughts in terms of this. But despite that, please like and subscribe. Let's meet up to the next video, and peace out.